Hi there. In this video, I'm going to show you one of the worst sins that you can commit if you own a Tesla, and that is taking it through a car wash. And I'm not talking about a touch-free car wash. I'm talking about a cloth car wash. And I have committed this sin not once or twice, probably about 20 times now. So let's see if I've destroyed my car doing this. I've heard horror stories on forums and seen in other videos where people claim that they've taken their car through a cloth car wash just once and it had so many micro scratches that it took hours to clay bar them out and they'll never do it again. But I want to show you in this video that your car is not some precious jewel or fragile flower that will never be the same again if it's touched by a car wash. And I want to show you why. So I'm going to start the video here and I'll run you through this particular car wash that I use. I'm turning into the River Club car wash here in Bradenton, and there are two of these about 10 minutes from my house. So I can pick one. They're both the same design. These car washes are what's called a Tommy wash. And if you have a Tommy wash in your area, I am proclaiming that the Tommy wash type or style car washes are not going to damage your car, but you have to make sure you use a good car wash. And we'll get into that in a second, but right here I'm just pulling up to I stopped there for a second to put it into roll mode because that's what I used to do before car wash mode was available. And right here I'm just waiting and it says you're ready to enter the car wash. It reads the RFID off the windshield and just opens the gate automatically. So I'm going around the corner, and right about here is when my mirrors start to fold in automatically because I've told it to do it in this spot every time. And I think I cut out about 15 seconds right here of me waiting for the car to pull forward. So now I'm ready to go down, and there's a slight decline right here. And right now I'm putting it into neutral by holding up slightly on the stalk. And when the guy starts to wave me in, I'll just let off the brake and the car will just roll forward. You can't just leave it in roll mode. That doesn't work. But right here, I'm just drifting in neutral, and he's motioning a little bit to the left. So I turn the steering wheel to the left, still rolling in neutral. And now he puts up his hand and says, okay, stop rolling. And then I'll just hit the brake a little bit. And now it's in neutral, and it's on the tracks. And you'll notice that these tracks, there's no tray where your tires sit in. So there's nothing to mar up your tires or your wheels. There's two conveyor belts, and they're open on both sides. So your car is just rolling freely on the belt here with the little detents that are on the left rail or the left belt. And right here, I switched to the triple view. We got the top on the front and the two repeaters down below. And it's just, it looks like a typical car wash, but these cloths are really soft. They're not abrasive. And the way that they move against the car, they're not slapping against the car. It doesn't seem violent. You don't hear that thump, 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 thump. You hear a little bit of a noise, but they're gentle on the car is the point. So we're just moving through the different modes of the car wash here. And if you looked at the top, the front window, you'll notice that they just gently swish back and forth, just as you would with your hand with a cloth. And I'm just sitting there. The car is still in neutral, and it's doing its thing. It's pretty much finished. Right now it's doing the rinse with the spot-free water. And right now it's starting to, the blower is blowing off the windshield, so I switch back to just the front view. The blower's gotten all the drops off the windshield. Sometimes there's a few micro drops, so I'll hit the windshield wipers one time as I'm exiting sometimes. Right here it says go, and I'll just lightly press on the brake and put it in drive. And right there I hit the windshield wipers one time, and that's just so I have just one line of tiny drops to dry off with my microfiber towel. Coming around here, I'm going to pull into the vacuum station here, where the first thing I'll do is just dry off the few spots that the blower can't get really well, like the back bumper, and I'll open the doors and dry off with the microfiber towel inside the doors where the sills are and things like that. But right here, is after I vacuum it, I just go home, and I'm going to show you here this is after about 20 car washes. And you can argue all you want and say, oh, you don't have the right angle, you need a flashlight. I don't care what you do. You look at this car, there is not one micro scratch anywhere on this paint. And I did just about every angle that I could, and this is, from what I've found, the best way that you can see the actual surface. And I've heard some people say, well, you're just looking at the clear coat, it's not focusing on the paint. Really? You're going to argue about the lens can focus 2 microns too close? No, there aren't any scratches on this car. So the bottom line for me is, if you can find a good car wash, like the Tommy Wash style car washes, you can take this through here. It's just a car. You don't have to treat it like, a piece of tissue paper that's just going to melt away. We live in Florida here, and I'm not young anymore. I don't want to stand out in 95-degree heat, 6 months out of the year for an hour to an hour and a half washing the car. And I really don't want to use those no-rinse solutions where you're just rubbing dirt into your paint without any rinsing either. So, this for me is a good solution. It rains so much in the rainy season here that, I don't feel bad if I go through that car wash for that amount of time that you just saw and wipe it down for another 5 minutes and I'm done. And then on the way home, I run into a thunderstorm and all of it's ruined. That was heartbreaking when I just spent an hour and a half sweating my you-know-what off out in the sun, and that happens. So this is a really convenient thing for me, and I wanted to treat my car like a car. Your Tesla paint is not that soft. It's not that brittle. And yeah, I think if you pick a cheesy car wash with, one of the metal tracks on one side that could ruin your wheels, and it's not a good car wash that's designed like this one, then yeah, you might have trouble. But I have not had any trouble with either one of these car washes. I see Porsches going through there, Lambos, Mercedes, every kind of car you can imagine I've seen going in and out of this place, and none of them have had any problem. When I've talked to other Tesla owners, I met a guy with a Model Y. He never had any scratches on his either. So yes, it is possible to use a car wash, but I would say don't just go out and use any gas station car wash and then come back and complain in the comments. You said every car wash was fine and it's not going to do any damage to my car. No, that's not what I said. I said, do your research, and it's my opinion, do this at your own risk, but it's my opinion that if you find a Tommy Wash that's a good wash like this one, and Tommy Wash is the brand, they're all over the country from what I understand. If you can find one near you, it will work and it will not destroy your car. So don't worry about it. It's a car. Treat it like one. Don't force yourself to have to do things you don't want to do. If you like washing your car, fine. Then you enjoy doing that. I don't enjoy sweating for an hour and a half out in 95-degree heat, probably 105 in the driveway. If that's something you enjoy, great. But if you want to use a car wash, you can. That's the point of this video. So happy washing, and I hope you enjoyed the video.